Hello and a very warm welcome to the Hong Kong Coliseum for the 34th staging of the LI-NING Hong Kong Open, the 7th of 9 Super 500 events on the HSBC BWF World Tour. And as part of the World Tour, we will have the World Tour Finals trophy brought into the arena. And I gather it's one of the young Hong Kong players who will bring the trophy in today. And of course, the World Tour Finals will take place in Hangzhou in China in December. And the World Tour Finals is just for the top 8 players and pairs in each of the 5 disciplines, determined by the results from all World Tour tournaments throughout the year. Here it comes. It's a special trophy, and it's the tournament, the culmination of the entire HSBC BWF World Tour. It is the tournament that all the players want to qualify for, and of course the Olympic champions will get an automatic invitation to those World Tour finals in December. But it is semi-finals day here today, and we have 8 matches for you over 2 sessions. We start today with women's doubles, and Baek and Lee So-hee, the #1 seeds, are up against Muralitharan and Muralitharan, who are trying to reach a second final in 2 tournaments played. Then it's men's doubles and an all-Indonesian affair. Gautama and Isfahani up against Kanando and Maulana, who won the Korean Open just 2 weeks ago. Then the second of the women's doubles, Kim and Kong of Korea, the 2020 Olympic bronze medalists, are up against the 2024 Olympic silver medalists, Liu Shengshu and Tang Ning. Then the second of the men's doubles, and Wang Qilin, the Olympic champion, in fact 2-time Olympic champion, with his new partner Chu, the left-hander, are up against the world champions Kang and Seo from Korea. Women's singles will follow that, and Wardani is trying to become the first Indonesian women's singles finalist for 26 years. She's up against Miyazaki, the 18-year-old Japanese star. Then we will have the second session starting at 5 p.m. and we start with mixed doubles. It's a repeat of last month's Japan Open final. It's the only semi-final with home interest, with Tan and Si, beaten finalists here last year, up against Jiang and Wei. Then it'll be women's singles, and Cho Chu-won, looking to reach a first final in 18 months, is up against Han Yue, the #3 seed from China. And we'll finish today's semi-finals with men's singles. Anthony Sinisuka Ginting, beaten finalist here 5 years ago, is up against the 2-time and reigning Olympic champion Victor Axelsen. So with women's doubles being our first semi-final of the day, a chance for us to look at the draw from the quarter-final stage, and immediately you can see only 4 different nationalities, because there's 4 pairs from Korea. At semi-final stage, it's 2 Korean pairs, but the top 4 seeds. It's the first time ever in the women's doubles at the Hong Kong Open in the Super Series and World Tour era that we've had the top 4 seeds at semi-final stage. So that's really very special indeed. Well, our court officials, as you can see, are already on court, waiting for the Master of Ceremonies to introduce the first semi-finalists, the women's doubles semi-finalists, for our first semi-final of the day. And here come the #1 seeds, Baek and Lee So-hee, making their first appearance at the Hong Kong Open as a pair. But Baek was a semi-finalist back in 2019 with Jung Kung-eun. And for Lee So-hee, this is her 6th appearance with a 3rd different partner. She was beaten finalist here 6 years ago with Shin Seung-chan. Lost out in that final to Fukushima and Hirota. So both familiar with the conditions here at the Hong Kong Coliseum, but not as a partnership. Here come the very exciting pair of Muralitharan and Muralitharan. number 3 seeds. Yeah, they're all getting very confused as to the right way to come into the stadium. They've decided they're going to take their own route, their own people. Well done to Muralitharan and Tina Muralitharan. A beaten finalist last year, the Malaysians lost out in the final to Rahayu and Ramadanti in 3 thrilling games. So this is only their second consecutive Hong Kong Open. Well, I can tell you that this will be a 5th meeting between these two pairs, and of the previous 4, honours are shared, 2 wins apiece. But the last time they met, which was in the semi-final of the Korean Open 2 weeks ago, it was the Malaysians that won in 2 straight games, 18 and 13 in 42 minutes.
Okay, Baek will serve. And who will receive? Tina will receive. And this side. And you are serving from this side.
So the Koreans won the toss of the coin and chose to serve. And given the conditions we've seen all week here in the Colosseum, there is a drift, there is a definite drift, but it seems to change throughout the day. So whereas some players in the morning felt they were playing with the drift, by late on in the day they seem to be playing against the drift. So I guess it's not such a bad idea to choose serve if you're unsure of what's happening to the drift in this morning's conditions. Lee So-hee is 30 years of age. She's currently world number 2 with her current partner Baek. In fact, it's their 68th week in total. But she has the distinction of having been world number 2 with 3 different partners, with Jang Ye-na and Shin Seung-chan as well. Baek, as you can see, is 23 years of age, though she will turn 24 a week tomorrow, a week on Sunday. As I was saying, a first appearance as a pair, they had a bye in the first round and then had 3 games against Sia and Hung. And then in the quarterfinal, they played against their former partners, both of them, Lee and Shin, and that was 2 straight games. So to the Malaysians, and this is Tina Muralitharan, the older of the 2 at the age of 26, from Selangor, 164, that's about 5'4½", and they're both exactly the same height. At 24 years of age, Muralitharan, and they're currently number 8 on the world ranking, having been as high as 5. 4th in the Olympic Games, so Olympic semi-finalists, where they lost out to the eventual gold medalists Chen Qingcheng and Jia Yifan, and then lost the bronze medal playoff match. Like their opponents, they had a bye in the first round and then played Luan and Sang. And then in the quarterfinal, the number 8 seeds, Kusuma and Pratiwi, winners in Taipei last week. So that was a good victory over last week's champions from Indonesia, 14 and 13. Umpire Kulkarni from India and Joan Liang from Hong Kong, China is the service judge. I'm Jill Clark, delighted to say that former Danish head coach Steen Pedersen is sitting alongside me, and I think this is a very interesting match, Steen.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's going to be interesting as the Koreans lost on home soil, and I think it's also interesting to see whether the Malaysians can keep up the good play that we've seen them in this tournament here.
Yoon Tian Hao, the Malaysian coach, hasn't he done well with this Malaysian pair? Really made huge improvements over the last couple of years, the Malaysians. Very exciting to watch. Muralitharan has a wonderful array of skills. Well, they want the court mopped before play gets underway. You made a very interesting comment yesterday, Steen, that you felt Muralitharan was playing more for her partner, trying to set her partner up more rather than delighting in hitting winners herself.
Yeah, I think that's where they've developed. It's an underestimated skill to set up your partner.
I remember my first ever badminton coach telling me that doubles was about making your partner look good.
Yeah.
And if both partners
Ladies
look
and
good,
gentlemen,
That's true.
then
on my right,
of
Baek
course you're both playing well.
and Lee So-hee, Korea. And on my left, Muralitharan and Muralitharan, Malaysia. Baek to serve to Muralitharan. Love all. Play.
So the number 1 seeds, Baek and Lee So-hee, nearest to us. Again, this women's doubles semi-final underway against the number 3 seeds, Muralitharan
Service over.
and Muralitharan.
1 love.
Oh, behind the back.
Service over.
Am I being
1
a little too harsh, Steen, if I say that Baek and Lee So-hee had a disappointing Olympic Games?
No, I don't think so. They were the 2nd seeds, and they came away without a medal. Lee So-hee came away from her 3rd Olympics
2
without a medal.
1.
3 quarterfinals in her 3 Olympic Games is
Yeah.
good consistency. But of course it all went wrong for them really when they lost in the group, wasn't it? When they lost to Frugo and Tuusen.
Lost the first match there.
Service over.
Lee So-hee is trying desperately to
Lee
challenge.
So-hee challenges called out.
Yeah. Yeah, and funnily enough, Lee So-hee with her former partner, Shin, also lost to Frugo Tuusen in Tokyo Olympics.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Service over. 2 all.
They'll probably be pleased to hear that the Danes are now going their separate ways, won't they?
I think so, but that's one of the interesting things here, because I think the Korean pair could also be in the final phase of their partnership. I wouldn't be totally surprised if the Koreans split their partnerships again.
Already thinking towards the next Olympic Games?
Yes.
Because as we saw, Lee So-hee is already 30 years of age and
Service
Yeah.
over.
she's had a persistent knee injury. She's got her right knee heavily strapped again today.
And also given the development in women's double overall here, where there's the age thing, I totally agree, but also
3.
the fact that Liu Xiangshu and Tan Ning has emerged as tough competitors in terms of physical strength. I would not be surprised to see the old partnership with Baek and Liu Lim resurface.
Service over.
I think
I would disagree with you there. I would be very surprised
Okay.
to see that resurface.
I haven't seen a lot of Liu Lim playing as of late, but they are much more defensive oriented women's double, and I think you've got to come up with something to try and counter the physical strength of Liu and Tan. And I feel that Lee So-hee has been the vulnerable part in terms of defense.
Service over. 5-4.
But on the other hand, it's still a very good women's doubles. They made the final of Japan Open, played 2 close games with Liu and Tan, so maybe it's just about developing their game a little bit.
Yeah.
Good play.
Lovely change of pace. Add to that their 3 titles that they've won already this year. The Koreans, the All England Super 1000, Asian Championships, and the Indonesian Open, one of the 4 1000s. So they've won
3 big ones.
3 big ones. But didn't perform, in all honesty, at last year's World Championships when they lost in the last 16, and they didn't perform as their fans had hoped at the recent Olympic Games.
No.
Service over 6-5.
Yeah, nice idea. I like the fact that she was trying to follow forward and block that.
6
Lee Kyung-won on the right as we looked at the 2 coaches. Good steepness of smash there from Muralitharan.
Service over 7-6.
I'm interested by you alluding to the fact that to counteract the very physical attacking style of Liu Xingshu and Tang Ning, that you talk about women's doubles needing better defences.
7-all.
I feel in a way a bit disappointed by that, you know, we're not thinking about, well, we've got to find players with even better attacks.
That's also a possibility if you've got some.
Yeah.
But then please point them out because they're hard to come by, and Liu Xingshu is, together with Jia Yifan, the 2 most powerful attacking players in women's doubles at the moment, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that at all. But you see, you know, I'm looking at this Malaysian pair, and I love the way that they play, and they're looking to be adventurous and attacking, not all power attack, but they're looking to hit the shuttle in a downward direction, and you know, some time ago, women's doubles went very defensive.
Yes.
And I think it's, at the moment, it's an attacking style. I think it's a joy to watch.
It is. It's very, very interesting to watch. But I think all categories move in a bit of waves and different trends. And we talked about it yesterday.
Good defense. Good rally. Oh, it's landed in. She was in position. She could have played it.
10-8.
And I think they're really, really fun to watch, Tan and Tina, and obviously they've become stronger and reached a really good level. But when they're playing the 2 Chinese women's doubles that played the Olympic final, they're just after in terms of physical strength, and it is important when they play, especially in a little bit of slow conditions.
Yeah. Well, it's a good final stages of this first half of the opening game. Koreans coming from 6-7 down, winning 5 of the last 6 points to go to the mid-game interval with an 11-8 lead.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Players on court. Eleven, 8, play.
So 11-8, the advantage to the #1 seeds from Korea, Baek and Lee So-hee. And this, I don't know whether to say, Steen, that this is a good spell by the Koreans, or whether the Malaysians have just gone off the boil a little bit.
Yeah, probably a bit of both. Oi.
Well, the defence by the Koreans was solid enough in that rally.
Oh, that's excellent.
14-8.
Eight of 9 points now. Nice. There's the change of pace. So often is so effective.
Service over. 9-14.
Yeah, that's what lacked from the Malaysians in the previous attacking rally. In my opinion, it was all the same pace. Given their speed of movement, they can be adventurous in their attack. Go for the all crosses. That's it. That's the other possibility.
10,
Simply
14.
directing a lot of the attack towards Lee So-hee.
Nice.
Good play.
Oh, that went under the net. Now that was a pity from a Malaysian perspective.
Service over. 15-10.
You know, Steen, I was looking back through the record books earlier this morning preparing for this semi-final, and given the strength of women's doubles Korean pairs over the years, I was really quite surprised that there was only 5 times that a Korean pair had won the women's doubles here at the Hong Kong Open. The last, would you believe, was 27 years ago.
Wow.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Service
Which
over.
means, of course, that they haven't won a
11,
women's doubles title here in
15.
Hong Kong since the inception of the Super Series and
No.
World Tour.
No,
That's
true.
astonishing.
I'm trying to think of possible explanations.
Yeah.
Twelve, 15.
Lovely serve. Oh,
Right.
my goodness, and what a return. Got the lucky net
Service
court. Lee
over.
So-hee
16-12.
acknowledges her good fortune. Look at that. After such a good serve.
Late. Get
this is where I would like the umpires to be really alert, because I think Lee So-hee's serve is sometimes a little bit shaky, and opponents are trying to exploit that by breaking the rhythm.
Oh,
Good
yes,
play.
good play. Well, I come back to my theory that we should play to the pace of the server.
Yeah.
And if the receiver isn't ready and are still moving,
it's too bad.
It's too, well, if they're moving, they're faulted.
Yeah.
And if they're not ready, it's too bad.
Because, I mean, from a coaching perspective, it's one of the tools when you face an opponent that you realize is a little bit tensed in the service situation. Don't let them serve to the rhythm, try and break it, put your hand in the air. And having different umpires all the time means that no one is alert to it, really.
Yeah.
Oi, oi, oi. She almost fell over.
If we see that again, just watch Tina Muralitharan's position as she first faced that first smash. Absolutely stood her ground. Here it comes.
Yeah, she almost moves forward.
Isn't that brilliant?
That's fantastic. That's the way to use the opponent's pace against them. A little bit of a loose serve from Tina there.
Service over.
In the previous
18,
meetings, the Koreans, when they've
13.
won, it's always been in 3 games, whilst the Malaysians, they won in straight games. So if that's anything to go by, then if the Koreans win the first game, it should be done and dusted.
Service over. 14-18. Service over. 19-14.
From a Malaysian perspective, they've given away too many cheap points in this first game. Too many, I would say, unforced errors. Casual errors.
Slightly across the body of Lee So-hee with that smash from Muralitharan.
15-19.
It was that phase, wasn't it, from where they led 7-6 to then finding themselves 8-14 down.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult to recover from that sort of a spell within a game.
Yeah, because you can't really force it. Then you're just going to keep producing easy points for your opponents. You want to force it, you want to get back. But you really just have to work steady and hope that the opponent falls into some kind of the same trap as you've done yourself.
Thank you. Play.
Wide. Oh, shouldn't have played that.
That's a good defence from Tina.
$16-19.
Wide. Long.
Well, only 2 points in it now. All of a sudden, it's believable again.
19.
1 point in it.
18-19.
Oh, that's a bit disconcerting, isn't it?
Yeah.
A giant screen behind the players. Not literally behind them, it's to what was behind court 3, I think it was. But only one court in action. Oh, that's a pity. Service error.
Service over. 20, game point 18.
And 2 game point opportunities for Baek and Lee So-hee.
This time it worked. A disguised drop shot.
Service over. 19-20. Play.
20 all.
Wow.
Extraordinary. 2 game points have been saved.
20 all.
Or should we say 2 game points have been squandered by the Koreans. 20 all. And extra points required until there's a clear 2-point winning margin.
Oi.
Extraordinary. Seven of the last 8 points to the Malaysians. And having faced 2 game points just a moment ago, now they have a game point opportunity themselves.
A very frustrated look on the face of Baek.
Opening game to the Malaysians. From 14-19 down. Absolutely extraordinary.
22-20.
Umpire just confirming that scoreline of 22-20. Well, that is utterly remarkable. Opening game in 22 minutes. Wonderful.
Seconds.
Well, what an extraordinary opening game that was. 4-19 down. Muralitharan and Tina Muralitharan. And they managed to win it 22-20, saving 2 game points on the way.
Play.
Extraordinary. Isn't that why we just love sport? You just never know, do you? Extraordinary things seem to happen on a regular basis. That's a fabulous serve.
Yeah.
1 love.
The Malaysians now playing up against the drift, at least most of the time. Great play. I noticed they were very careful in the service situation on the third shot, the Malaysians. When pushed to the backcourt player in the first game, there was a lot of blocked shots. I think we're going to see still some block, but also a lot of pushes here because they don't have to hold back as much as they did on the far side of the court.
Oh, that's
Excellent.
Absolute beauty.
Wow. That stopped so short.
Yeah. It's a trademark shot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Disguised, sliced, cross-court drop from Muralitharan. We've seen it time and time again. It really is a wonderful shot. Oh gosh, she did well to get out of the way. My goodness.
That drop shot, that should have a byline saying performed by Muralitharan and Gravity together.
Do you know, in lots of other sports, ice skating and gymnastics, they name moves after the athlete who's performed it first. We should do that in badminton.
I think we've tried to.
The Aaron Cha scorpion shot.
Exactly.
Lee Si-ja backhand kill with full pirouette. Yeah, so now we've got a Muralitharan. There we go. Take note, everyone.
Play.
Oh, that came off the frame. That goes down as a missed opportunity. That lift was a little short, and really Lee So-hee should have made more of that. Good start by the Malaysians. 5-love.
13 of the last 14 rallies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
Service over.
You know, Steen, given what you were saying in the early stages of this semi-final, and whether, or you wouldn't be surprised to see this Korean pair split and a new pair formed in preparation for Los Angeles 2028. I suppose if you're thinking that, maybe Lee So-hee at the age of 30 is thinking that, and therefore where is the long-term motivation? What's she got her eye on now? Is it a world title before she retires? What, you know, she's perhaps in a bit of a void as far as motivation is concerned.
I think you totally hit the nail there. I think she's having these thoughts before any others. What next? What should I do? Am I still in the national team? What's my options? What's my motivation? And it's difficult.
Yes.
And especially difficult with a young Chinese pair coming up that looks very, very strong.
That said, it'd be awfully cruel if you're world #2 ranked doubles pair, if you're sort of thrown aside that because you're not going to be maybe at your peak in 4 years' time. But that's the harsh reality of sport, isn't it?
That's how it is. I think still a lot of sports is fueled by Olympic medals.
Yeah.
And you just got to act accordingly. And when this pair first was created, that was back in 2022, as far as I recall, because I think I think we were there when some of the Korean players were notified that they were splitting. I seem to recall it was in Osaka at the Japan Open, and they were playing well at that time. Lee and Shin were playing well. Baek and Liu were doing reasonably well for a young pair.
That's a lovely drop. And again. And a third time. Schwartz. No, it didn't go over.
Brilliant work.
Yeah, you're right, Steen. It was the Denmark Open, I think it was, of 2022, where they played their first tournament together, this Korean pair, and they reached the final.
And we praised them, and rightly so, for having the guts to try something and find an even better pair. But if that better pair now is no longer as good as they was, then things might look different. Lee So-hee, when playing with Shin Chung-chan, they were double world junior champions, so they had 2 stints together in the senior badminton. They were split at first when they were young, and then paired together later on.
There's a challenge here from the Malaysians.
Challenges called in.
Not only twice World Junior Champions, they won 2 bronze medals at Senior World Championships. One each in their different spells. Or was it a bronze and a silver? Oh, just caught the line. Well done, line judge. Well done.
Unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Service over. 5.
It was a silver in Welver.
Was it?
Lost out to Chen Xingcheng and Jia Yifan.
Yeah.
And 2014, when they were still youngsters in Copenhagen, they won a bronze together.
Play.
That's going wide. Yeah, I like that rotational play by the Malaysians.
Service over. 7-5.
It's Lee So-hee who often turns around the defense, or it's her task to turn it around, but it's also often her that at the moment is losing points or losing advantage in the defense. Good play.
Yeah, that's nice.
Service over. 6-7.
That's a great interception, wasn't it, from Lee So-hee?
Brilliant.
Nice. They've done well here, the Koreans.
7 all.
Back level after being love 5 down.
It took a little bit of time to digest that first game loss, I suppose.
Oh, great defense. Super. And that rally is an example of why I enjoy watching the Malaysians play, because they kept on the attack, they were willing to keep working hard, they varied the attack.
Yeah.
And good rotational play too.
Exactly. And using their skills in the best possible way.
Terrific angle on the smash. Yeah, Hun Tien Hao enjoyed that one.
9-7. Service over, 8-9.
Doesn't look to be in panic mode at all, the coaching bench, does it? Korean coaches. That's a good serve. Oh, she probably could have left that. That may have gone long at the back line.
9.
We'll level once more.
And the Koreans, they have the upper hand in the mid-court flat game at the moment.
Hardly seems to settle Lee So-hee on her serve, just seems to launch the serve very quickly indeed. You see, she's not really ready, and then suddenly the serve is launched. Oh, that's a beauty.
Service over, 10-all. Lee, when she is ready to serve, you must be ready. Okay?
I actually think the umpire probably could have called a point for the Malaysians there.
To the mid-game interval.
11,
And the
10,
1-point advantage is with the Malaysians, who have already won the opening game.
You need a doctor?
Well, a doctor has been called for the Koreans. That is very concerning indeed.
Seconds. 20 seconds.
Well, as you can see, the Malaysians back on court. The medical team are still with Lee So-hee. I think she's putting strapping now on her left knee as well as her right knee.
And the calf as well.
And oh, it's the calf muscle, is it?
Yeah,
yes,
on the right leg. She's putting, she's going for a full body wrap, I think. That's the...
Why wasn't she wearing compression stockings, I wonder? Her calf muscles, both legs. I would have thought the calf compression stockings would be more effective and more evenly sort of pressurized.
Yeah.
Play.
So 1-point advantage for the Malaysians as play resumes here in the second game.
Good readiness
12,
by
10.
Tina Muralitharan there. The challenge for the players playing the near side here is to be really ready with the racket, because if there's a push from the opponents, then it arrives a little bit earlier because of the drift.
That's a nice block. Good rally. Brilliant! Oh! What a rally! That is fabulous. It's got to be the longest rally of the match so far as well.
Service over. 11.
Goodness, they had to
12.
work hard for that.
Play.
Amazing. 60 shots, and indeed it was the longest rally. It's gone long, and the Koreans back level.
12 on. Wait. Play.
Well, today we have dedicated court attendance, so there's should be no need to wait for them to get back to their seats, as there is a need when the court attendant doubles up as a line judge.
Service over. 13, 12.
Bit of housework going on.
Well, I was thinking, are they removing the court bit by bit? Good push.
No, that's brilliant.
Excellent.
What a well-worked rally.
14, 12. Pass the shuttle. Play.
Short. Yeah, well played by Lee So-hee.
Service over. 13, 14.
Another good rally, not as long as the 60-shot one, obviously 38 shots, but still insisting in the attack, the Koreans.
which I'm sure is what they need to do, isn't
Yeah.
it? You can't just allow the Malaysians to continue attacking without trying to turn that around.
No.
14 all.
Replacement
Yeah.
from Baek.
15.
Right hip of
14.
Muralitharan.
Only second time in this game they've been in the lead. They led at 10-9.
Yeah, that's true.
And now at 15-14. Oh, that's
That's
a great
lovely.
serve. That's a lovely serve.
16-14.
If they don't agree, they can challenge. Otherwise, it's a point.
Yeah, and they've got a front service line judge today. So it's not the umpire making the call. And it's gone long.
Service over.
So that had been a run of 4 straight points.
16.
And it has somewhat put a different complexion now on this second game.
Good return. She
Service
tried
over.
to serve to the side,
17,
Muralitharan, but
15.
Baek, she was alert to it.
Brilliant.
Super play by Baek and Lee. Clearly have the upper hand in the attacking game. I think Tarantina, they've become too passive,
15.
also too content in defending, lifting.
So a 3-point advantage and 3 points away from forcing a third and deciding game.
Service over. 16-18.
The racket was totally broken, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Service over. 19-16.
Two points now from the second game. Game point opportunities
20.
for
Game
the number
point,
one seeds,
16.
Baek and Lee So-hee. From 12-14 adrift. It's going wide. One game point well saved.
17-20.
One game all.
Game.
21-17.
Second game won by Baek and Lee So-hee. 21-17. One game all.
Umpire confirms that it's one game all, And we will be treated to a third and deciding game. Koreans did well there, coming from love 5 down and 12-14 adrift. Closing it out 21-17.
쭈구리요, 쭈구리. 쭈구리요.
Seconds. 20 seconds. Players on court.
So the bandaged legs of Lee So-hee.
Make it clear with your shoes.
I have to admit, I can't really,
No.
haven't noticed any difficulty in moving.
No. Do it immediately.
No, I didn't see it either.
Thank you.
But we're very glad she can play on anyway. 1 game all.
Final game. Love all. Play.
Third and deciding game. Korean #1 seeds, Baek and Lee So-hee, having won that second 21-17.
Service over. 1 love.
It was interesting, Steen, you said in the second half of that second game that the Malaysians had gone passive. I saw that too. Well, do you think that's because they saw that Lee So-hee, who we're looking at the moment, had strapped her legs and they sort of almost subconsciously felt we've got to move her more instead of just getting on with the game they'd been using?
That's a possibility. That's a possibility. But those two rallies that the Koreans were made to work really hard, they won both of them, and I think that that fueled their self-confidence. It is good to move Lee So-hee on the backcourt, but you've got to want to do something with it. You've got to have a plan for how do you want to win the rally. You cannot rely on the Koreans making a mistake. Now there's going to be a battle on the front court. Brilliant leave by the Koreans. Because that's what both pairs should have done when playing the near side here. They have to push their stands forward, be more ready with the racket, because you cannot afford to be on the defense here.
Nice. I like the fact that Lee So-hee was trying to take it on at the net, trying to brush it off. Of course, she totally mistimed it and it just popped up nicely for her opponent. But what she was trying to do, I agree with.
Yeah, you got to take some chances. You got to turn it around. That's exactly why they should move their stands forward, so they can take they can play their defense from a higher position racket-wise. Gives them better opportunities for turning it around or even playing a direct counter. Standing too far back, Muralitharan.
Oh, that's a misjudgment. It's clearly in.
Service over, 4-2.
This is where there's some small details in terms of technical skills. Muralitharan, in my opinion, has a little bit bigger swing in the defense than the Koreans, and that means that she would like a little bit extra time to react on, but there is no extra time. Then you open up the front court if you move back. Good play.
Just long.
Service over, 3-4.
And again, the right play, but just lacking that little extra sharpness or luck. Good service return.
Service over, 5-3.
That was another situation where I felt the Malaysians became too passive in their service returns to Lee. So he tried to play it back at her, but they became too soft.
Service over, 4-5.
Oh my goodness.
Service over, 6-4.
I didn't actually hear the umpire call that as a double hit.
No, I think she stopped herself.
She stopped herself. That's very sporting. Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
And this is a worrying situation for Tan and Tina now. They were leading the second game 5-0 before the Koreans got their game together. So they actually lost the second game 21-12 from that point. And now they're down 7-4 here. This is not looking good from a Malaysian perspective.
It's going wide.
Service over, 5.
Well, it didn't look good from a Malaysian perspective at 14-19 down in the first.
Well, they kind of stole that set.
Yeah.
For that game. That's the way to do it.
6-7. Service over.
Seemed a little static after the serve.
Yeah.
Just seemed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, trying to play too tight, too soft, and Lee So-hee, she's done really good at the net when being played back at.
just wide. Oh, they're challenging. The Koreans are going to challenge that. It was awfully close. It was just wide. Well done, line judge.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over. 7-8. Play.
That's a misjudgment from Lee So-hee. She could have easily played that. One game all, 8-all, as the match clock ticks over the hour mark.
There is no other way for Tan and Tina than to attack. If they're in the defense, then that's nice. They have a defense that can survive 2-3 smashes, so on, but not a defense that's designed to sort of play there for a prolonged time and chase the opponents around. They've got to turn it around, get on the attack. And because that's the way to do it for the Malaysians, then it also becomes a way to do it for the Koreans.
Oh, what a great interception on the third shot.
10-8.
And a run of 4 straight points. Perfect timing on that. Not the time for a bit of trickery.
Service over. 9-10.
Going wide, wasn't it? That's gone long, and it's 10-all. There'll only be 1 point in it at the change of ends. Did you see that? Lee Kyung-won, big exhale of breath. 50-shot rally. Longest rally of this deciding game so far. Oh, a service error from Baek.
Service over.
And that gifts the
Interval.
advantage to the Malaysians
Changes.
at the change of ends here in this third and deciding game.
Seconds. 20 seconds. On court.
Well, what a semi-final this has been. And still, after an hour and 5 minutes, we're none the wiser as to who's going to win. Fabulous match. Yeah. I wondered if she was trying to challenge that.
Yeah,
initially,
I think she was.
It would seem to me that was a mile in. That would have been a wasted challenge. Amazing. That is incredible defence from Muralitharan in the early stages of that rally. My goodness me, she was under pressure. I think she played 2 off the floor, didn't she, Steen?
Yeah, and that's the decisive shot. She turned it around, came forward and turned it around. That's going to be super important for the Malaysians. Finding the balance of when to go into defense, not battle too hard in the flat game, but also turning it around again. Good play by Baek. She's winning those, Lee So-hee. They're not getting the better of her in the soft pace shot at the net. Excellent. Using all her experience.
Service over. 14-11.
I like the way that Tina just guided that push that came at her quite hard. Yeah. Instead of driving it back, she just guides it back to the net. That
exactly,
one.
Exactly. And gets it below the tape. That's
yes,
of the utmost important from a Malaysian perspective.
Oh,
excellent.
That's clever. No wonder there's a huge beaming smile on the face of Muralitharan.
16-11.
That final shot was quite awkward to take, and she had her wits about her. And all she needed to do was play the soft block.
Played 3 flick serves. There's another one coming. All flick serve to Baek here after the change of ends. Super play.
Service over. 12-16.
That's an obvious change from the second game, where it was almost all low serves from the Malaysians, leaving the initiative with the Koreans in the service return.
Stepped into that defensive shot.
Service over. 17-12.
Was her walking hampered a little bit on that left leg, Lee So-hee, when walking out to the kit box?
I didn't notice it, I have to be fair, and as you started mentioning it, I watched her walk back, and she seemed fine.
Yeah.
Very well put away.
Service over. 13-17. Clean up your shoes.
Badminton players must be clear winners in Dancing with the Stars, giving all that mopping with their feet here. I could see a big patch of sweat on the floor.
Oh, that's a lovely block. Lovely. Speed of racket and speed of thought.
Yeah, I think she almost moved too far back, but managed to stop it. Guiding it across.
Oy. What a backhand! My goodness me! How did she generate the power on that? Technique and timing, I'm guessing. Take a look at this. Here it comes. That is wonderful. 2 points away from a second consecutive final here at the Hong Kong Open for this Malaysian pair. 1 point away. Considering they were 6-8 down.
Match point 14.
This has been a remarkable turnaround. 6 match point opportunities for Tan and Tina Muralitharan.
Service over. 15-20.
Match point number 2 for the Malaysians. And this time they convert, and it is indeed a second consecutive women's doubles final here at the Hong Kong Open for Pearly Tan and Tina Muralitharan. An hour and 14 minutes of some wonderful women's doubles. Defeating the number 1 seeds, Baek and Lee So-hee.
22-20, 17-21, 21-15.
Well, that was special. They're a lovely pair to watch, attacking, dynamic style. And the mistimed shot from Baek and the victory secured for the Malaysians. 22-20, 17-21, 21-15 in the deciding game in an hour and 14 minutes. Coming up next is men's doubles, an all-Indonesian affair. Gautama and Isfahani against Kanando and Maulana. Welcome back to the Hong Kong Coliseum semi-final Saturday here at the Li-Ning Hong Kong Open. After that thrilling women's doubles, we turn our attention to men's doubles, and it's an all-Indonesian affair. Gautama and Isfahani up against the winners in Korea just a couple of weeks ago, Kanando and Maulana. Well, as far as the men's doubles draw is concerned, now look at that at quarter-final stage. Only 2 seeds at quarter-final stage, 1 in each half of the draw. 3 Indonesian pairs by semi-final stage, just 1 seeded pair. That's the reigning world champions, Kang and Seo from Korea. 3 different flags at semi-final stage. And that is because we have an all-Indonesian semi-final in the bottom half of the men's doubles. Gautama and Isfahani, the first pair to emerge from behind the curtain. They've already been in 2 finals this year. They won the Spain Masters and were beaten in the final of the Orléans Masters. Had a very good European tour. Both of those tournaments, incidentally, were 300 level. This is a 500 level here in Hong Kong, which is a tier up from the 300 status. So Gautama and Isfahani have never reached a final at this level of tournament. They're hoping to create their own little bit of history today. But they're up against this new pairing of Conando and Morlana, who have been simply sensational since they formed their partnership. This is only their 3rd tournament together, and it's their 3rd semi-final. They won the title in Mokpo in Korea, the Korean Open, beating the world champions in the final. So that's an indication of how well they have immediately settled into this new partnership. Now, surprisingly, even though this is only the 3rd tournament that this pair has played together, it is actually the 2nd time that they have played against their opponents in international competition. The first was in the Japan Open. It was 2 straight games for Conando and Morlana. 21-18, 21-16 in just 35 minutes.
All right, choose color, black or red? Red. Red for you, black for you. Black. Court.
So,
And your choice? Serve. Serve? Who? Gautama. And receiver? August.
okay, so the umpire has sorted all that out. So Conando and Morlana won the toss of the coin, and Conando was quite definite. I want to start that far end of the court, he said. So he and his partner will be hitting with the drift initially. Sabah Karyaman Gautama, 28 years of age, from Sumedang in Western Java. It's about 50 kilometers northeast of Bandung. He and his partner went up 1 place on the world rankings earlier this week to 22, which is just 1 place down from their career high. Mo Reza Isfahani is the younger of the two at 26 years of age, from Blitar in East Java. Playing in their first Hong Kong Open, and what a good tournament they've had. They beat the former champions, San and Setiawan, in the first round, then Chang Bo Yang and Guo Rohan. And then in the quarterfinal beat the number 7 seeds, Man and T from Malaysia, who had reached the final of the Indonesia Open, one of the Super 1000 events. Leo Roli Conando is 23 years of age, so he's the youngest man on court, from Klaten in Central Java. And don't pay any attention to their world ranking, which is currently 91. That's because they've only got 2 tournaments towards their world ranking so far. The fact that they have been much higher with their previous partners. Morlana, you saw, had been as high as 8. They beat the Popov brothers in the first round, and then the number 4 seeds, the winners last week in Taipei, Li Zhehui and Yang Po-Xuan, won in 3 games, and then in the quarterfinal beat a pair promoted from the qualifying, Kim Ji-jung and Kim Sa-rang. Daniel Law from the host country is our umpire for this one, and Kang Sung-young from Korea, the service judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Sabah Karyaman Gautama and Muhammad Riza Pahlavi Isfahani, Indonesia. And on my left, Leo Roli Kanado and Bagas Malana, Indonesia. Sabah Karyaman Gautama serve to Bagas Malana. Level play.
So Gautama and Isfahani, the independent players, near side of the court with the yellow trim to their kit, and getting the semi-final underway against Kanando and Maulana. And one of the first things I noticed, Steen, is that the Indonesian coach for the national team is on the coaching bench for Kanando and Maulana, whereas Gautama and Isfahani don't have a coach with them.
Yeah, exactly. I noticed that as well. Thomas Indra Jaya. And I don't know how it works in other countries. Very good tumble serve. But I know how it works in Denmark, and if the Danish national team players in international tournaments play independent players, then there's no coaching. But here, I think it makes sense that there is coaching, because, I mean, if you're a national team player and national coach, I mean, you would want the pair that you're working with on a daily basis to do better. The opposite argument is, of course, that if you can't beat your compatriots without a coach, then maybe we need to be alert to that.
I just snatched at that last one a little, Kanando.
1-4.
Has been a remarkable start to their partnership.
Very
Third
good.
tournament, third semi-final.
Very good start.
Mind you, I said in the introductions, Gautama and Isfahani had a brilliant tour to Europe at the beginning of the year, didn't they?
They did. And it's also interesting that here they're down 1-0 in the head-to-head against Kanando and Maulana, but they're 1-0 against Kanando and Martin, and they're 2-1 up against Maulana when he played with Fikri.
Really?
Yeah. So this could be interesting.
I think Maulana looks a little bit nervous to me.
And that shot there.
Yes.
Serves over. 5-4.
Oh, that's delightful from Gautama. That backhand cross-court net shot was played to perfection.
6-4.
Still didn't win the rally, though. What a good serve. Pushed it long. I think we're right, perhaps, about the nerves.
5-6. Service over. 7-5.
Nice. Well, it's been 6 years since an Indonesian pair won this Hong Kong Open title in the men's doubles. That, of course, was Gideon and Sukamuljo. That was their second consecutive men's doubles title 6 years ago. But that's only a couple of,
Serve
or
over.
3 tournaments ago, isn't it?
8.
The last one before the pandemic was 2019, and then last year was the first after the pandemic. Brilliant. Well, he's not the tallest of athletes, Fernando.
7, 8.
5'7", but he's got wonderful skills, and I think even better than his skills is his reading of the game.
Yeah, and I think a lot comes down to how he's playing today, because Gautama and Isfahani, they are much better in attack and control and good shots to the front court, and I think they can challenge Maulana when he's at the front court and get the upper hand there. On the other hand, if Leo Ralikkanando is at the top of his game, he should be able to dominate and secure the initiative for him and Maulana.
Yeah, that got
Serve
deflected
over.
by the net cord. That serve from
9,
Isfahani.
8.
Four
Lovely.
shots directed at Maulana there.
Serve over.
And a beautiful disguised drop
9
to
all.
play the winner. Even defensively, the implication of what you've just said is that Maulana is the weaker
part.
link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they need to get on the attack,
9.
Maulana and Kanando.
First time that Gautama and Isfahani have been in the lead. And it's a 2-point lead going into the mid-game interval in favour of Gautama and Isfahani.
Seconds. 20 seconds. Players on court. Gautama. Leo. Eleven, 9. Play.
So on a run of now 4
12,
straight points,
9.
8-9 down they were. In fact, they were 5-8 down.
That's right. 7-1 since then.
Yeah. What on earth has happened to change it around so dramatically,
Yeah.
Steen?
Well, they've been able to get on the attack.
Serves over.
Clever service
10,
attempt.
13.
It wasn't a service attempt. It was a service, but he attempted to serve it to the left shoulder of Marcus Maulana. It's going to be really interesting to see what Maulana and Kanando is going to do now. Thomas Jaya used almost all of his coaching time to speak to Bagas Maulana, so I guess he senses the same as we do, that he's a little bit in the dark as to how to cope with Isfahani and Gautama.
That's a sign of nerves, isn't it? Mistiming a defensive shot like that.
Oi, 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 he's completely gone.
16-10.
11 of 13 points.
Good move.
Just long.
17-10.
This is absolutely extraordinary.
I wonder if the strapping on the left leg of Maulana is more significant today than normally.
11,
It goes down
17.
his left calf as well. Otherwise, I don't see any reason why to be as tense as he looked.
No.
They've played once and won convincingly. There's no reason to be
12-17.
as tense as that.
Serves over.
They're good in that game. They're super good in that game, Isfahani and Gautama. The play on the front court.
Yeah, I like the block and follow forward from this man, Fernando.
13-18. Serves over. 19.
Well, since that 5-8 deficit, quite frankly, Gautama and Isfahani have made their opponents look rather ordinary.
And the question mark is whether it
20.
affects
Game
Maulana
points.
and Kananda so much
13.
that they're playing with the drift. But that is what's causing this. That's going to be interesting to see in the second game when they change ends.
Game.
Opening game, 21-13 in favour of Gautama and Isfahani.
And Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, Isfahani, 21-13.
21-13 in only 13 minutes. Extraordinary. So the players returned to court. There was a little bit of a worry during that 2-minute timeout because it was Gautama, I think, who called the medical team on. Had a word with them. He hasn't put on any strapping or anything. Can you enlighten us any further?
I don't know. They were bringing the cool spray, but I'm not sure if they applied any of it.
Nice block. Good opening rally to this second game.
One love.
Ah, that's a good return of serve. I like that. The way he sort of literally launched himself towards the net and just brushed the shuttle down towards the tram lines.
Thank you. One all.
Oh, dear me.
Serves over. 2-1. Serves over.
There's a positive action there by Maulana at the net.
That's well left.
Serves over. 3-2.
The broken more strings has Bagas Maulana.
Shuttle.
And I think the strings broke because he mistimed the shot, and he mistimed the shot probably because he's nervous.
I think so.
4-2.
It's an interesting phase here where Kananda and Maulana are trying to work themselves back into the match.
Serves over. 3-4. Serves over.
What should they be focusing on then to work themselves back into the match?
Yeah, right now in the flat game they can be a little bit more confident. They can push a little bit more. Don't have to worry that much about the shuttle going long. But I think their playing style is very reliant on getting the initiative, getting on the attack. But to do that, they've got to win the service situation and play well in the front court. So a lot in the hands of Liu Kanando and of course also Maulana, because he's the one being challenged in that game on the front court, mid court area. Oy, oy, oy. Instant feedback there.
6-5.
He's looking back.
He was never really the front court player, and his previous partnership either, was he?
No, if he was there, then it was a mistake. That was Fikri.
Serves over.
And the thing is,
6-all.
the switching of these two pairings is not a switching of roles. The roles are exactly the same.
Yes. Oh, that's a great flick serve. And we don't actually know whether this is a permanent thing or whether this has been a bit of an experiment. You were talking during the first semi-final today about the Korean pair of Lee So-hee and Shin Seung-chan, who played together as juniors. They played a little bit in seniors, then they split up, and then they went back together again.
Exactly.
So,
but in their different partnerships, they had different roles, where one was the backcourt player. Then in her next partnership, she was actually asked to take much more responsibility. So you develop, you become a more complete player, and then you come back and can bring something new to the old partnership here. I think the roles are even more distinct.
Oh, I don't like that behind the back from Muralitharan.
Serves over. 7-9. Liu.
So one of the things that I think is lacking a little bit in these two Indonesian combinations is the ability to switch things around and say, well, we're going to see the Koreans later on today, Siu and Kang, and they have a preferred formation, but it's adjustable. If some other skills are needed from the backcourt player or the frontcourt player, they can switch it around. I don't see that as a real possibility with the Indonesians.
No.
But they're very, very strong in their preferred formation, no doubt about it.
Serves over. 10-8. Be quick. Serves over.
All four players on court have made a service error.
Good flat third shot there from Isfahani.
And it is Gautama and Isfahani coming from 6-9 down, who go to the mid-game interval with an 11-10 lead.
Seconds. 20 seconds. On court. Players on court.
So the players back on court, but
Thank you.
Fernando and Maulana not happy with the court attendance work. Got him back on court to do some more mopping up.
11-10. Play.
That's a lovely shot.
And it's working wonders, that long line flat shot there, because he can't really get to it, Maulana.
Change.
You know, ever since Fernando and Maulana were 9-6 up, and I remember that Maulana tried a behind the back defensive shot, and I said at the time, I don't like that. They seem to be on a bit of a roll, and since then they've struggled. They've lost, what is it, 6 of 7 points, 7 of 8 points.
13-10.
So far he's not having a good day, Maulana.
Stay. Deal. Thank you. Thank you. 13-10.
Yeah. That's more like it from the big man.
11-13.
It's a funny old thing at this level of sport, isn't it, Steen? Because, you know, that one bit of showmanship, as it were, you know, when you're on a bit of a roll, you have to keep the pressure on. You take your foot off the pedal just even momentarily, and it can make a huge difference.
It's not only your own self-confidence, it's also about not giving it to the opponents.
Yeah.
Sets over. 14-11.
There's a lot of pressure on the shoulders of Leo Fernando now, because he's got to take the initiative on the front court. He's got to beat any of his two opponents on the front court and secure the attack. Or Maulana's got to dig really, really deep. But apart from the attacking game, I don't think we even have. We definitely don't have his A game. But I don't think we have his B game either.
Well, the rally started with an excellent flick serve to Maulana.
15-11.
And my goodness, Gutama and Isfahani had to work hard to actually win the point. This is not what I was expecting, Steen.
No, not me neither. I was expecting a clear win for Fernando and Maulana, but now they've lost 10 of the last 12 points.
Oh, that's a beauty. What a super shot.
17-11.
is a super important match also for future opponents of Maulana and Kanando, because they're seeing a blueprint of how to do it. There's one thing, we don't know how serious that strapping is on his left leg.
Yeah.
But otherwise, and of course, not all future opponents have the same skills as Isfahani and Gautama. They're really, really good on the first 60% of the court, and they're good in the attack. Good deception.
Pity from his perspective, that's just long of the back line.
18.
Maybe an influence on the future of this partnership period.
Yeah. It's been long.
So it's over 19-12.
That's a great smash.
So it's over 13-19.
There's now or never for Kanando and Maulana.
That's a very good tumble serve again, isn't it? Isfahani.
He wanted that serve to be called illegal.
Yes. That's a good return, though. Well played by Gautama. And it means that there is 5 match point opportunities for Gautama and Isfahani to reach a first ever final at this level of World Tour.
So it's over 16-20.
Oi, oi, oi.
Now,
that was casual.
That was not the right choice of shot, was it? That's opened the door very, very slightly. But another excellent return of serve from Gautama. And he and Isfahani beat Kanando and Maulana in 2 straight games, 21-13, 21-17 in a match just lasting 33 minutes. Well, all credit to Gautama and Isfahani, but as Steen was saying, it certainly wasn't Maulana's day. And we don't know about that injury to his left knee. What a super return. They've been in 3 finals at 300 level, but it is a first ever final at 500 level for Gautama and Isfahani. Confirmation of how they beat Kanando and Maulana, 21-13, 21-17 in just 33 minutes. So coming up next is the second of the women's doubles semi-finals. It's Kim and Kong, the Olympic bronze medalists from the Tokyo Games, up against the silver medalists from the Paris Games, Liu Shengshu and Tang Ning.